I still hear her voice sometimes. Shrill, sharp, almost triumphant. Get out and never come back. Funny how people yell things they don't mean, until the moment you decide to believe them. That night I didn't argue, didn't slam a door, didn't let them see me crack. I just walked out of the house I'd been paying for, room by room, brick by brick, while they pretended my contributions were nothing more than helping out. My dad followed me halfway down the driveway, barking something about respect, but his words blurred behind the pulse pounding in my ears. I remember thinking, this is the line. They drew it. I'm just stepping over it. Back then, it didn't start like this. I grew up swallowing every insult, every backhanded comment, every "you owe us." When I got my first job, they said I should help with groceries. Reasonable enough. When I got a better job, they said I should help with utilities. Fine. When I got promoted, they said I should help with the mortgage. Temporarily, until we get back on our feet. Temporary turned into routine. Routine turned into expectation. Expectation turned into entitlement. But I still paid. Because they were my parents. Because loyalty is a hard habit to break. The shift started small. Mom stopped thanking me. Dad stopped asking, just told. Receipts disappeared. Bills came open. Conversations about family responsibility grew teeth. And then one night, I overheard them through the cracked kitchen door. Mom, if he doesn't want to pay, he can leave. Dad, he won't leave. He needs us. Something inside me exhaled. Long and cold. Need? No. What I needed was clarity. The breaking point arrived with 3 words. I came home late from work. Exhausted. Hungry. And the moment I stepped inside, Mom launched into me. Something about the trash not being taken out. Her eyes were already lit with gasoline. She just needed a match. I said one sentence, calm, measured. Mom, I worked a 14-hour shift. I'll take it out in the morning. She exploded. Get out and never come back. Dad chimed in, not to calm her, just to make sure she knew he was on her side. Yeah, maybe you should go cool off somewhere else if you can't follow basic rules. Basic rules. That was their phrase for unpaid servitude. I stood there, observing the 2 people I'd bent over backwards for. They looked so certain, so sure I'd beg, explain, apologize for a disrespect I didn't commit. Instead, I nodded once and walked out. They didn't know it yet, but that night was the beginning of their collapse. The next morning, I didn't check on them. I checked my bank statements. 6 years of mortgage contributions. In my name, from my accounts. I'd asked for nothing in writing because I trusted them. But courts don't run on trust. They run on paper. And my paper trail was immaculate. I contacted a lawyer. I explained everything: dates, transfers, amounts. He looked at me the way mechanics look at a simple fix. You've essentially been paying for half the house, he said. You have standing. Strong standing. I filed the claim quietly, methodically, with the kind of calm that comes from finally seeing the game board clearly. A week later, Dad called. He didn't open with, "How are you?" or "Where are you staying?" No. He started with, "Hey, the mortgage is due. Why hasn't your transfer come through?" I could hear Mom in the background, pretending she wasn't listening. I answered the way you answer a telemarketer you've already blocked twice. "I stopped paying," I said. "Per your request." Dead silence. Then, "What request?" "The one where Mom told me to get out and never come back." "That one." He sputtered. "You know she didn't mean that. We need the money." There it was. The truth, stripped of ego. They needed me. Not for love. Not for family. For financing. I let him talk himself breathless before I cut in. I filed a legal claim for equitable interest in the house. Mom whispered something, panicked, sharp. Dad's voice hardened. "You're suing us?" "No. Just claiming what I paid for." "You can't do that," Mom snapped, finally grabbing the phone. "We're your parents." I almost laughed, because in that moment, she sounded like a child caught cheating on a test. "I know," I said, "and parents don't extort their kids." The climax came in the courtroom lobby. They arrived tight-lipped, dressed in forced dignity. Mom avoided my eyes. Dad glared like that would undo numbers in a spreadsheet. Their lawyer approached mine, hushed conversation, tense expressions. Then Dad walked over, jaw clenched. "Why are you doing this?" he demanded. I looked at him, really looked. For the first time, he wasn't towering over me. He wasn't the authority. He was just a man realizing the free ride was over. "I'm doing," I said slowly, "exactly what you taught me." "And what's that supposed to mean?" "That actions have consequences." They settled before the hearing even started. My lawyer said it was the smartest decision they'd made in years. I walked away with a financial settlement equal to everything I'd paid. Plus interest. Legally documented. Undeniable. They walked away with the mortgage entirely on their shoulders. Funny, the weight of responsibility is light when you can dump it on someone else. Turns out it's much heavier when you're the one carrying it. I don't hate them. Not anymore. Hate implies attachment. What I feel now is distance, clean, sharp, breathable. Mom once screamed at me to never come back. She was right. I never will. And the best part? I didn't slam the door on my way out. I let it close quietly. Soft. Final. The kind of quiet that makes people realize they push too hard. And that silence is the sound of losing someone who finally understood their own worth.